Hey, buyers and sellers, if you're thinking about selling a house or buying a house, what you need to be aware about when you're purchasing a house in New York on oil tanks. Hey, Rummy here from New York Real Estate Experts. I want to quickly talk to you about oil tanks and any oil tank issue that you might think that you might know about. As a real estate agent, we have to fully disclose to any buyers and sellers if we are aware about any oil tanks, or if we see any oil tank or anything that comes up in the report. Okay, so from the buyer standpoint of view, obviously you want to make sure that when you're purchasing a house, the inspector does a clear, thorough inspections of any kind of visual oil tank pipes that's sticking out, any kind of anything that's related to an oil tank. Basically, if you see that, you know that there was some oil tank in there. Also, title searches as well. You could pull that too as well to see if there's an oil tank that was ever in the house or underground. Underground oil tank are not allowed. What that means is very simple. That if you're putting a new oil tank, New York State says you cannot put it underground. You have to put it above ground. Number two, okay? And if there is an oil tank underground and it passes the test, then it's perfectly fine. Okay, if it passes the test, you could get it insured, and you could get a warranty on the oil tank too as well. We have a lot of vendors that actually do this, and I'm actually going to speak about this a little bit more. For the seller side, now one of my sellers recently, just in the process of closing their house, we had a major issue. The seller never knew that he bought you're going to see some videos right here, or you're going to see some clips. He never knew that he actually bought a house that had an underground tank. Okay, what we noticed when one of the buyers were looking at the house, there was a pipe that was sticking out. Now, once I as an agent know about this oil tank, I have to fully disclose that to any buyers that are out there. That is a New York State law. I cannot run behind it. Okay. If I knew that there was an oil tank underground, or if a seller disclosed that to me, I have to fully disclose that to the buyer. Okay. Then what happened was the seller got got a company to get the permits, take the oil tank, and again, you'll see the quick video right now, as well as the pictures. In there, the oil was sitting in the ground for the last 25 years, almost 900 gallons. Now think about that. Obviously, it was a lucky stroke that nothing leaked, everything was fine, and we're moving forward with this, right? Now the EPA obviously has to give a permit for this. They have to give a satisfaction that everything was removed properly. The city has to do the same thing as well, and as well as the company. Okay, so and if you think about this, that maybe a seller doesn't know about a current oil tank underground, but the seller has to take care of it. That is their responsibility as you move forward. Okay, if there's a leak, people are saying, hey, how much would it cost? It varies. I cannot give you a proper amount, but I know at one time for 1,000 gallon oil tank that leaked at somewhere at Sleepy Hollow, it cost the seller $25,000. I know another scenario that it just cost them $7,000. So making sure all the sellers that are out there take care of that way ahead of before. Get the proper paperwork, get the proper documentation, so that way when you sell the house, it's an easier process. We've been held up for about 2 or 3 months just on the closing because this really takes a lot of process. It takes about 2 or 3 weeks to get the permit, another 2 weeks to actually take the oil tank out, and then another week to actually get all the certification that everything was done properly. Hope this was helpful, guys. If you are a buyer or sellers and you need more information, or you need to get more educated on anything, again, as a free service, I would love to come down, sit down with you, and give you different scenarios to help you out. You can reach us at 914-920-2289. Again, Rummy from New York Real Estate Experts of eXp Realty. Have an amazing day, guys. Take care. Bye.